Before I start, in this video there are major spoilers for the game Omori. If you have not already, I highly recommend playing the game before watching this video. Trigger warning for all of these. So, who exactly is Sunny? Sunny is the main protagonist of the game Omori. At the start of the game, we don't know much about him. He's a boy that looks just like the other character we had been playing, Omori. These characters, however, are not to be mixed up. Sunny grew up in a suburban neighbourhood with his sister Mari and his parents. Mari had a pet cat called Miwo. Sunny and Mari are extremely close. Mari would always look after Sunny. If he was having nightmares, he would go to sleep in Mari's bed so he wasn't alone. She also offered to switch beds when she found out he didn't like his one. They were next door neighbours with the characters Kel and Hiro, and so became fast best friends, with Mari and Hiro's relationship eventually becoming even more. At an unknown time, Sunny and Mari meet Aubrey and invite her to join their friend group. Then finally, later Basil joins, and so that completes the core main group. Sunny is the most shy and quiet out of all of them, often described as a good listener by his friends, as he was perfectly happy to hear what everyone else had to say without talking. He thinks of himself as being lazy, whereas friends think of him as being gentle and thoughtful. In this regard, Sunny has a reasonably negative view of himself. Sunny adored his sister Mari, and wanted to spend as much time with her as possible. When she started shutting herself away to practice her piano, Sunny wanted nothing more than to join her. This leaves his friends noticing, and they all pitch in together to buy Sunny a violin at Christmas. He is now able to practice his violin with Mari, and they start rehearsing for a recital that is coming up. Mari, however, is a perfectionist, and she wants every single little thing to be just right. She often would push Sunny to play his violin too much, and eventually this would break Sunny. The day of the recital, Sunny and Mari get into an argument, which leads to him throwing his violin down the stairs and breaking it. Mari gets in his way to stop Sunny from running away, but in a fit of rage, he pushes Mari down the stairs, killing her. Sunny at first is in disbelief of what has happened, as he brings her back upstairs and puts her on her bed to try and pretend she's just sleeping. He breaks down next to her and doesn't move until Basil comes into the room. He had witnessed the whole thing, and he tells Sunny that everything is going to be okay. Basil also doesn't believe what has happened, but for different reasons. He can't imagine that his best friend would have killed his sister, so he gaslights himself into thinking that it was something behind Sunny that pushed her. Basil doesn't want anyone to think it was Sunny that did it, and so he comes up with a plan. This plan is that they would frame Mari's death as a suicide. Sunny and Basil carry Mari's body outside into the backyard and hang her up in a tree with a skipping rope. Basil pulls the rope from underneath Mari, which develops his view of something, and as they walk away, Sunny turns around and sees Mari's eyes bulging through her hair, which develops his view of something. Something is the mental manifestation of guilt that they both feel for this. Mari's death triggers a cataclysm of events. Sunny's father cuts down the tree where Mari was hung, and eventually leaves the family. Sunny's mother hates being inside the house, and so often goes away from it and puts it on sale. Hiro goes into deep depression, while Kel has to act like he's alright and happy. Aubrey feels like everyone has abandoned her, and they all move on from Mari's death, but she doesn't see that they are dealing with it in their own ways. And finally, both Sunny and Basil push everyone away from them, with Sunny stopping going to school and not leaving his house altogether. They were all around 12 when this happened, with Mara and Hiro being around 14 to 15 years old. After these events, Sunny developed his headspace to cope with the trauma. It started off as a white room with a laptop, a tissue box, a sketchbook, a black light bulb, and Mari's cat Miwo. In Headspace, Sunny became Omori. Omori is the manifestation of Sunny's repression of the truth. He acts as a safety blanket to stop Sunny remembering what he did. Eventually, a door appears that leads to another world in Headspace. It's a colourful place where his friends are, but they are stuck as their past selves before the accident happened. They also act as a method to distract Sunny from the truth of what he did. When Basil goes missing in Headspace, it is because he almost reminded Sunny of what happened. Omori quickly sends Basil to black space and brings himself to white space to protect himself. Throughout the game, the friends use finding Basil again as a way to distract Sunny from uncovering the truth, but the headspace version of Basil is always trying to lead Sunny to it. Mari is also in headspace, but for the majority of the game she can't leave a picnic, which is also a save point. This demonstrates how Sunny felt safe with Mari, and she can't leave because Sunny never wants her to go through any pain again. For Sunny to wake up from headspace, Omori has to stab himself. I think this shows a deeper level of self-hatred and wanting to harm herself. When Sunny wakes up, he is alone and left only with a few chores to do. It's been around 4 years since the accident happened, which would make Sunny about 16. On a later day, Kel comes knocking at the door to try to get Sunny to come outside with him. Kel does this because he sees a for sale sign in front of Sunny's house telling us he's moving away in 3 days. If Sunny goes out with Kel, he will leave his house for the first time in all those years. He goes around town and realises nothing is how he remembers it. All his friends are older and different, especially Aubrey, who is seen to be bullying Basil with her new friend group. A lot of the game is up to interpretation, so nothing is really confirmed, but I think that these are the types of things that Sunny has: depression, mutism, anxiety, an eating disorder, suicidal thoughts, dissociative amnesia, anxiety and hallucinations. Let's go deep into the themes of depression. The depression links to the possible eating disorder and suicidal thoughts. Some of his friends in faraway town comment on his weight and how pale he is, hinting that he isn't eating properly. We can also see in cutscenes that Sunny is smaller than the rest of his friends, which could be a sign of malnutrition. Suicidal thoughts are shown in the fact that Omori has to literally stab himself in the stomach to wake Sunny up from headspace. Also, one of the endings of the game has Sunny stab himself in real life after Omori stabs himself in headspace. Sunny is assumed to have selective mutism, as throughout the game he never speaks to anyone else. This could be an artistic choice by Omocat to have a silent protagonist and that he is speaking, we just don't see it. But I believe that he definitely is not speaking to any of his friends, as when they ask him a question or say anything to him and he doesn't reply, they just act with, "Oh," or change subject. After the incident, him being more of a quiet and listening type of person was probably amplified to full mutism. Sunny's anxiety is shown with all of his fears that he has to face and overcome in headspace, these being spiders, heights, and drowning. He has had the fear of drowning from the time he fell into the lake and froze up and couldn't swim out. Mari had to jump in and save him, and since then he hasn't swam. Sunny is afraid of heights because of the fact he pushed Mari down the stairs and killed her. He now also has an extreme fear of stairs, making him hallucinate them being bigger than they really are. This then links to the fact that Sunny has hallucinations. When walking around faraway town, we will often see things from his headspace, and when interacting with them, they will disappear. When he looks in mirrors, he will also sometimes see horrifying images of Mari or the something. Finally, Sunny probably has dissociative amnesia. The definition of this is that it is a psychological condition characterized by an inability to recall important personal information, often related to traumatic or stressful events. This fits Sunny perfectly, as Omori is stopping him from remembering that he accidentally killed Mari. In the good ending of Omori, Sunny will forgive himself for what he did, and Omori will be defeated. This shows that he has a strong will and determination, and can overcome more than he thinks that he is capable of. This sums up my video on who I think Sunny is, and I hope it gave all of you Omori lovers some ideas. Make sure to comment under this video if you disagree or liked anything I said. Thank you for watching.